Today's episode of the BS Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor, the only fan-friendly app for buying and selling tickets for sports and music. Just 2 taps on your phone. Only two taps. You can instantly buy SeatGeek tickets to an event. Enter the event. No paper tickets. Drop your old ticket app. Use One Bill for 2016. Download SeatGeek's free app or go to SeatGeek.com. And we are also brought to you by Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf. $20 a month. Stream more than 20 live channels, including ESPN, TNT, AMC, and CNN. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts. Only an internet connection. Start watching for 7 days free. Sling.com/Bill Simmons. 7 days free. Get Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions apply. And since we're here, my new HBO show, Any Given Wednesday, that's not even new anymore because we did our 11th episode this week. I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but this might have been my favorite. We had Vince Staples and then Kevin Durant and Nas on together. And I enjoyed it so much that we threw out the middle of the show and turned that part into a 20-minute segment. And if you like music and basketball, I cannot imagine any scenario where you would not enjoy this show. So watch the re-airs on HBO and HBO2. You can watch them on HBO Now, HBO Go, HBO On Demand. Bonus clips are up, all that stuff. 10 p.m. every Wednesday, but check that one out, please. And if you love football, check out TheRinger.com for some fantastic NFL stuff, including the Ringer NFL show. And we just hired Sal. We hired Chris Vernon. You know who that is?
I know the name. Who is he? Someone important.
From Memphis.
Oh, really?
He's good. He's an up-and-comer, man.
Oh, good.
He's gonna host the Ringer NBA show, and he's gonna do some college football podcasts for us. And get this, he loves football, gambling, and wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Those are 3 of your favorite things. Yeah.
Why didn't you have him here earlier? What took so long?
I know. I didn't realize we were related. Then we did a DNA test, and that's what happened. But Chris Vernon joining us next week. And that's it. The Cuz is here. We're off. Week 3.
Yeah. Clear enough for you?
Wow.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention Tupac's 20th anniversary of his tragic assassination last week.
God, we're old.
He got a lot of love on Any Given Wednesday this week, though, with Nas.
Wow. 20 years.
Kevin Durant has a Tupac tattoo. Yeah, 20 years. We're old. Bottom line is we're old.
How old was Kevin Durant then when it was...
Kevin Durant was like
6 years old?
Yeah. I'm here with the red hot cousin Sal. Fresh off the greatest weekend of his life. He's salvaged his Facebook Live reputation. Cousin Sal, sure thing. Was off to an unsure start, and then you went 3-0 with some help from the Giants.
Everybody. Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the Giants fixed the game.
Right.
But if you told me at the end of the year one game was fixed, it would be the one I pointed to.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I don't know how they didn't cover.
I thought we were on the same side of that when we spoke on the podcast. You're like, the Giants blow this game every few years.
Once I saw that Saints cornerback had a broken leg, and their defense was so bad anyway. And then in the second quarter, it seemed like one of their defensive backs died. They did like the 15-minute stop, carry off the field. He wasn't moving, and meanwhile, Eli can't get to 20 points.
It's however you analyze that game, you were wrong. So you were lucky because everyone's like, there's going to be 120 points scored. Drew Brees went for 7 touchdowns the year before when they played. But they blocked a kick and ran it back for a touchdown. The Giants weren't that good either. But to take a knee,
on the 1
Eli
yard line,
tied with a minute and a half left. Saints called their last time out with a minute and a half left. And I'm following on my phone because I'm at the Emmys. I said, he really should take 3 knees here, but I know he's not going to.
Yeah, the Giants never do things like that.
Sure enough, he did. He did it, and they kicked the field goal.
You forgot 4 plays earlier. Odell just dropped the cover.
Thank you.
The best receiver in football, just right through his arms. Mm-hmm. So we both had Carolina. Mm-hmm. That was my big 2 picks last week were Carolina and Tennessee, and I think I was wrong about just about everything else. But Carolina was up by 100 points. We said last week, I was like, San Francisco is one of those teams. If you're up 30, the game's over.
You have to work on your Bill Simmons
I have to work on my own impersonation of myself. But of course, they kept fighting back. I was actually mildly impressed by San Francisco.
I know.
They could move the ball.
We said last year that Gabbert's he's pesky. He's
kind of confident.
Keep you in games and everything. But at 31-10, to start the fourth quarter and Panthers have the ball, you figured, all right, we're golden. Yeah. And then it's like 17 points for San Fran in the fourth quarter, and Panthers had to
doing
score
stuff.
46, and they missed an extra point, which was maybe going to work into it too. But we survived.
This might be the most important question I ask you this year. Would you rather have Blaine Gabbert, Ryan Tannehill, or Blake Bortles?
Wow. That's a really personal question, Bill.
I swear, I think I would rather have Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
I think he's the most competent of those three. Blake Bortles. I mean,
I
we
would
used
have
to make
said
fun of him.
Bortles. Do we write him off because of these two games?
I forgot how much garbage time he put up last year.
Yeah.
And when you watch him, I'm just not a fan. I just don't feel like I don't feel like that's turning around. I saw a stat that Gus Bradley first 50 games is 12-38.
Yeah, Gus Bradley.
That's fireable, right?
Quickly climbing the ranks, giving the Ryan brothers a little scare.
Right.
Who's going to be fired first?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I as I said in the preview podcast, you can't count out Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, he's another one. When is that offense
If they
gonna
suck
get going?
again next week, Danny Kelly and The Ringer did a great piece basically wondering what's wrong with Aaron Rodgers. And the answer is nothing's wrong with Aaron Rodgers. Their offense doesn't have anything in common with what he's good at. And he made all these points that as I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, I've thought that. Yeah, I thought that. Like, Rodgers, for somebody who's that great, he shouldn't be improvising that much. It shouldn't always seem like a broken down schoolyard play where it's like it's a 2-minute drill and he's running around. And
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's getting a lot of help from his coach.
I don't think so either. And they have a decent offensive line and everything else. Like it just doesn't add up. And well, we'll get to the game this week.
Doesn't add up. But before we get to that,
Yeah,
I was saying how it was Sunday was maybe one of the great days of your life.
sure.
I mean, you had 3 kids, but whatever.
No.
And also, when people talk about how when their kids were born, it was the greatest day of their life, it's actually like probably the bloodiest day of your
It's a
life. There's just
terrifying
blood
day.
and there's stuff
a
everywhere. It's
terrifying
awful.
day. Yeah.
The doctor's like, don't go past the hips. Like, just stay on the side of the pillow where the head is. And
Yeah.
It's like going through what war would be like.
Right, it is war, and you have to drive, and except you don't have a tank. That's the only difference from war. You have to drive your car, and don't drive too fast. And your wife is screaming at you.
And your wife's
Dilating
just in
life.
the worst pain of her life,
Right.
and you're just terrified the kid's going to come out and something's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
How is that the greatest day of anyone's life?
Not the greatest day.
I'll tell you this: it was like the 2 most stressful days of my life.
Sure. I mean, did Sully Sullenberger say when he crashed in the river that was the greatest day of his life?
Yeah, it was like, what a day when we landed on the
Unbelievable.
Hudson.
Yeah, no, can't be.
Yeah, my son, who I really wanted to be born on Halloween for the Michael Myers parallels.
Nice.
And then he just waited it out till 4 a.m. And
Right.
that's when he decided to, come out. And I can tell you something. It was not the greatest day of my life. It really wasn't.
If it was his choice, he would have waited till WrestleMania. He would have waited like 6 more months to be born.
Right. If he had to do it over again.
Yeah.
My wife's epidural's wearing off.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
unconscious. I'm like, did we just have a kid?
Right.
All right. So
No, it was good. It was
greatest
a good
day of your life. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Our cousin was really good on the Emmys.
Did a great job.
Got much acclaim.
Worked his ass off. We lucked into a few things, I'll say. Like, we went heavy on the OJ material and the Maggie Smith material.
And they nailed it.
They won big, both those. And even Louis Anderson. Like, we were like, I don't know. No one really watches that show. What should we do? Like, no, it's a good joke. Then 45 seconds, later he wins the Emmy. So it was good.
I knew you guys were locked in when I was texting you about football and you weren't responding. I was like, wow, these guys are really taking this Giant Emmys award show seriously.
We were locked into a basement with very little Wi-Fi.
Oh, is that what it
That's
was?
what we were locked into, yeah. But,
I was just picturing you figuring out how to watch the Cowboys game somehow. And probably failing, right?
I failed, but I got around to it. I watched it yesterday, so impressive.
I'll tell you one thing. I've sold all my Kirk Cousins stock.
You have, huh?
I was selling it during the game. I was like on some illegal stock stream from like Nicaragua, just getting rid of as much Cousins stock as I can. Yeah, I think he's had like a mental breakdown.
I thought he was okay. He did everything what you were supposed to do in the first 3.5 quarters. He hit like 10 different receivers. He was spreading it out. I thought he had a decent game. Obviously, the interception in the end zone was awful. And then,
really awful. Like his teammates were yelling at him as he was leaving the field. Multiple teammates.
Yeah, they want to be done with him. So.
It was weird. Not great.
Yeah.
We should mention our cousin's Emmys party.
That was a lot of fun.
our agent James Baby Doll Dixon, who was on last week when we had an audience, with one of the more polarizing decisions in BS podcast
Yeah, what
history.
happened with that?
Most people liked it, but the people that didn't like it were very angry about it.
They could F off, honestly. What?
It's free. It's a free podcast.
It's a free podcast.
We want to have an audience.
The biggest complaint I saw was, we don't like people laughing at your jokes. Screw you. You can't like.
We love laughter.
Sorry, with someone laughing at our jokes. Go listen to NPR. Go find something free.
It was fun to try it, and we have not decided on UCLA versus USC yet.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a live guess the lines on one of those two campuses.
We're gonna get killed having to decide.
Well,
we can't do both. We have to do one.
I kind of want to pick one.
All right.
I want like the Good Son ending. I want to drop one of the kids off the cliff. I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. UCLA a slight lead right now. I'd like to see USC. I mean, they've definitely trailed. UCLA has been a little more excited about it. I feel like the UCLA kids have wanted it a little bit more, just a tad more. Casey Wasserman got involved. Louis K got involved.
Our friend Louis K would be very upset if we picked USC, which I think is why we should take USC.
I think that would be much funnier.
Yeah, it definitely would.
The only other thing I wanted to mention was
well, real quick, did you catch Baby Doll smoking cigarettes with Jon Snow at 2:30 in the morning?
Oh, I got sidetracked. Yeah, Baby Doll brought his daughter, and he was bragging about how tall his daughter's boyfriend was, and it was like the two tallest people in the party were him and the tall lady from Game of Thrones.
Right, she was there. Yeah. And which I wanted that picture with her and Baby Doll, but Baby Doll and Kit Harington was pretty good too. Which I think the cigarettes were actually taller than both of them. But
Jon Snow, 5'6",
handsome as the day is long, but that wasn't impressed. Not that I'm a big tall man, but
I thought he's going to save the North. I thought he'd be at least 5'9". He's
guarding the wall. How does he do it like that? It was. You got out at a good time. My wife was overserved herself, I think.
I thought she was overserved at 12:30, so 3:00. I can't even imagine.
It was bad.
I didn't realize there were chefs and chef stations and
lots of chefs from all over.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Phoenix.
Because I know what people want at 1:00 in the morning when they're hammered is the most carefully prepared cuisine.
Right, exactly.
By the world's best chefs. You could have like pizza from a cart.
Our friend Chris Bianco unfortunately had his booth right where people entered and right where people left. So he was making pizza till 3 in the morning.
People are puking in front of the booth asking for more pizza.
Speaking of puking, my wife, so we leave around 2:45. And she gets in the car, and I live like an hour away from the party. And she's already complaining about how long this drive is going to be. This drive that I make every day, by the way.
Yeah.
She's complaining about it. And the second she stopped complaining, she passed out. And then woke up when we were done with the ride. And I opened the door, and she runs upstairs. And we have hardwood floors all around the house, except for this one little area rug by our bed. And she ran up like she was aiming for it, went right for the rug. Right for the rug. It was all over the place. And I said, what are you, a 4-year-old? You can't miss the rug.
That's amazing.
There's thousands of square feet. You can go without it. And she's swearing at me. Well, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And then
so you didn't hook up that night?
Did not hook up.
No sex that night?
The kids had cereal for the next 3 meals.
Wow.
It was not great.
That reminds me of my dearly departed dog Rufus, who anytime he had diarrhea or had to throw up or anything would find whatever smallest portion of whatever rug. We could have a rug that could have been 2 inches by 2 inches, and he would have figured out to shit all over it.
Right. Yeah. I hope my wife is listening. Bill is comparing you to a dog. I'm not even getting mad. I'm not even getting mad.
Not even a dog that's alive.
Yeah. Don't laugh. People don't like when you laugh. There's no laughter.
Yeah, no laughter.
Keep it
Thank God there's no laughter. Let's do the Don Julio shot of the week for Thursday night.
Let's do it.
And it's a classic. And unfortunately, I saw the line, so I have to forfeit this pick. I'm a man of honor. I'm like Tom Brady. I'm an honorable man.
I'm going to give it to you.
I'm an honorable man.
I know that, and I appreciate you saying something. You said it's Houston at New England. You said Houston 2.5.
I said 2.5 because I saw the line and it was 2.5. And I think I should forfeit it.
I said 3 and it's 1.5, but you're down 2 weeks to none, so I'll give you that one. It's a little pity. Yeah, it's your team. I'll give you a pity pick. Oh my God, you get that one. I just want to tell everyone in America one thing. Yeah.
This is like Belichick lives for this game. He lives for this. Julian Edelman's his backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Our starting quarterback I'd never heard of until April. I didn't even know what college he went to.
Is he definitely playing, or it could be Garoppolo?
Garoppolo can't lift his arm. This is Belichick. This is it. This is everything he's ever wanted.
He just doesn't want to say anything.
Yeah. And there's a little Brock Osweiler revenge factor. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm not guaranteeing a Patriot win. I would just tread carefully. This is yeah.
Okay.
They've won this specific game 25 times in the last 15 years.
Wow. Well, this is controversial. But
so anyway, I'm picking the Patriots.
You're taking the Patriots. Oh,
My
yeah,
Don Julio shot of the week is the New England Patriots. Either they win or they lose by 1.
All right, my Don Julio shot of the week. I'm going to say Houston. I'm going to say the Texans. I think it's going to be a little too much defense for whoever they put out there, Brissett or Garoppolo. But
this is a really tough spot for them, though.
For Houston?
Yeah, because they played, last week was a borderline playoff game. Houston, KC, they got a little revenge from the 30-0 game. 4 days later, they have to go to Foxborough.
Yeah.
They have no idea what the game plan's going to be. Crowd's going to be going nuts.
It's a close game. I wish I felt better about it. But I'm starting to think it doesn't matter who the Patriots put in a quarterback. Right? It's like the German goaltender. Like,
I know you're saying
he's going to see 3 shots, so he's going to be competent.
I did this riff on my show already, but by the time people hear this podcast, they will have seen the show, I hope. There was a moment for about 15 minutes in that Miami Pats game where I was just ready to drive Brady to the airport with the suitcases.
What?
Yeah, I was done. Jimmy was so good in that game. I was telling you that night at the
It was a good night. Good night for Jimmy.
Jimmy was so it was
the
Jimmy
big
night.
injury at the end. Yeah,
he was so good in that game. He was shredding them.
Yeah,
it was 21-0. It felt like we were going to score 50 points,
right.
And the crowd was going nuts. And when he got hurt, the crowd died. And J-Bug was there. He texted me like, the crowd's dead. The crowd reacted. It was like when Brady blew out his ACL, like that kind of like Paul and the crowd out there, because everyone was so fired up how he was playing. Because, we would have gone 4-0. Brady would have come back. Like, schedule's not that hard.
Well, you think they're going to go 3-0. You're taking them this week.
Yeah, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Wasn't he 6 for 9, but for 92 or something?
The one thing that worries me, he's got hard throws. Mm-hmm. Like, the reason I was optimistic with Jimmy was his 11, 12-yard passes. They were just nice direct lines. They were always on people's hands. Brissett, it just seems like, is it Brissett or Brissett? Why am I calling him Brissett? Yeah, Brissett.
Brissett, like Jacqueline Brissett.
Yeah. I call him Jacoby.
He has well, there is a solution. He should take a little air out of the ball, and like maybe then the hard balls are just
so mean.
That's not
It's mean.
I'm trying to find a solution for your team here.
Making compressed vertebrae fracture jokes.
How dare you? Speaking of, New England 13-5 without Brady, Cowboys 8-21 without Romo. So
is that true?
Yeah. So who's better? You guys decide.
The Pats have been very good at home. Is the other thing I would remind everybody.
Yeah.
I still am not sure on Brock Osweiler. I think he's just one of those QBs who you're just destined to change your opinion about.
Yeah.
He's like that girl in college when you're sitting in a classroom, or boy, girl or boy, depending on whether you're male or female listening. He's like that member of the opposite sex in college that, depending on the moment in the class where you looked at them and what they were doing, you either thought they were good looking or not good looking. That's Brock Osweiler.
Right. Yeah.
I just can't decide. It's like, he looked good on that throw. Oh, he's terrible.
He slings it in some weird places.
Yeah,
and he lets it go.
He looks kind of lurch, like he's just kind of Kevin McHale body-ish sometimes.
He's got some nice receivers to bail him out, though. He does. Like we spoke about that Fuller guy, who's
the Fuller guy's excellent.
Top 3 rookie of the year, I think, right now. And,
when do I officially start worrying about our Ezekiel Elliott bet?
I have some
now.
I have some printouts of some interesting prop bets. I'm not even going to say where it comes from, because if we mention the site, and then we get letters that, so-and-so.com owes me $8 since 2006. Don't scrimp. So
don't put laughter in your podcast.
No, the same people.
Evil websites.
It's exactly the same guy. But the right now,
it's one guy.
They have
torturing us.
They have odds for Rookie of the Year, and it's
I would guess
you're worried about Carson Wentz, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fair guy to be worried about.
Wentz is 8-5, Zeke is 7-2, and Fuller's 7-2. And then you have Shepard 15-2, and Corey Coleman, who broke his hand today, 17-2.
So Wentz did what he did against 2 of, I would say, the 3 worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think he's pretty good. First of all, he's got a cannon.
Right.
Just like a bazooka. He had one throw that he threw. It was like a 50-yard pass. He threw it so hard the guy dropped it.
Really good.
and he moves around. I think
well.
he has that same Romo issue where he's tries to be a hero on some of these scrambles, and it's going to come back to backfire him.
Oh, wow.
No, it's a compliment and an insult.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a compliment.
But
I think he's good. I don't understand what happened with him. They weren't going to play him all year. They were all saying Sam Bradford's our quarterback before they traded Bradford. And he got banged up, I think, in the preseason after one game. They're like, Bradford's our guy. Then they traded him, and you still thought it might be Chase Daniel, but Wentz is a starter, and they're making a lot out of his stats. He was 21 for 34 for 190. So
21 for 34 for 190.
Yeah, and
this
touchdown.
reminds me. I actually I asked Mallory Rubin at the Ringer to assign this story, and then Claire McNair did an awesome job with it. The Sam Bradford thing is amazing to me. Mm-hmm. Collinsworth, after that game, you weren't there. You're at the Emmys,
right?
They scored 17 points. Mm-hmm. Collinsworth's like, I was so impressed by Sam Bradford. I gotta say that this is the guy. They thought they were. It's like they scored 17 points.
Yeah,
I've never seen more media members scramble more times over the course of 10 years. So I asked Matt, I was like, can somebody look up how many times this is? So Claire did a great job with it. But yeah, it's like people are so anxious for him to be good. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either. I do think it's more important now to be given a solid defense like Minnesota or Philly, who clearly has right now the best defense in the NFC East. More important than to give you talented wideouts on either side. Because it's nice for Wentz to not start 1st and 10 from your own 8. You don't have to take chances. You don't have to, you're a little skittish in that situation. And he has the ball. He has good field position. Same with Bradford. You're not asked to do much to win. So
if somebody told me what the Patriots' strategy is when they're drafting at the end of the first round, but there's basically only 4 positions they even consider.
Really?
And I think it's defensive tackle. It all has to do with the salary cap and what the second I forget what all that thing is, but it's D-back. But if I was drafting, I think I would just draft front 7 guys for the defense every year. It seems like you can find these other guys. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So linebackers, tackles, defensive ends.
Yeah. Defense breaks down early, it seems.
Hey, quick break to talk about our friends at Me Undies. Sal.
Oh, I remember
almost my
MeUndies.
1 year anniversary with Me Undies.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
I don't know. I know the underwear is going to be involved, though. We launched this podcast October 2015. They sponsored the first one. Sent me a big box of underwear. I've been wearing them ever since. Every pair of MeUndies made from sustainably sourced modal, a fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. Once you try them on, you realize they have the rep as the world's most comfortable underwear for a reason. Dozens of styles, limited edition prints, boxers, trunks, thongs, bikinis, all kinds of underwear for your wife to throw up in. They have all options everywhere.
She'll get around to it.
Shipping is free in the U.S. and Canada. You can save up to $8 per pair with the MeUndies subscription plan. And if you don't like your first pair of MeUndies, they're free. Go to MeUndies.com/BS for 20% off your first order plus free shipping. MeUndies.com/BS. All right.
Good deal.
Before we get to the lines, the rest of the lines, I only have 4 people in the top tier this week. Or 4 teams. Pat, Steelers, Broncos, Panthers. I don't have anyone else up there. Next level, Texans, Vikings, Giants, Cardinals. Right. Next level, Packers, Bengals, Jets. So that's the top 11. Usually that would be 2 tiers, but I think it's 3.
You had the Panthers in the second tier?
No, first tier.
First tier.
Pat, Steelers, Broncos, Panthers. I think that's our top 4 right now.
Right, yeah.
I Those are the 4 most unassailable cases for contenders.
And on the same token, I couldn't add anyone to our completely out of it list. We had Browns.
Oh, I have somebody.
I had the Rams. Oh, you have the Bears.
Somebody.
You want to put the Bears in there?
No, I think the Jags are in there.
Really? Wow.
They're terrible.
Wow.
They got killed by the Chargers. Just killed. Danny Woodhead shredded. They lost Danny Woodhead and Keenan Allen, and they still shredded the Jags. And Bortles was a mess.
I didn't get that game at all. Yeah.
One of the reasons I thought they were going to beat the Chargers was because they played so well against the Packers the week before.
Sure.
And then you watch the Packers maybe the Packers aren't even that good.
Yeah.
What is that? And it's 100-degree weather in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I think they stink again. Are you willing to change your mind on the AFC South?
What was my mind? What did I say?
You liked
It's
Indy.
bad?
I liked Houston.
Yeah, I guess.
Have you given up on Indy, or
I
you
can't
still think
believe
they come
what's
back?
going on with Indy. I can't believe it.
They can't
Vontae
block, and
Davis
they-
is making that much. Well, their defense. I just
their
don't-
defense is
how you
awful.
can move the ball on them like that. But
They've had, other than luck, like just 5-6 years of terrible drafts.
I think a lot of those teams. Yeah, you could say goodbye to Jacksonville if you haven't already. If the Texans beat the Patriots, and and the Colts lose to San Diego, or Jacksonville loses to Baltimore, yeah, those teams are out of it.
My bottom four. Oh, I'm sorry. My bottom four: Bears, Bills, Browns, Jaguars, and I think out of those four, only the Bills have a chance to maybe play out of it. But if you're gonna give up 37 points against the Jets at home, what are you? And they just fired their offensive coordinator.
What are you?
Wait, like you have a terrible defense, and you just
I know.
fired your offensive coordinator. So what's left?
I'm waiting for them to lose 72-3 this week and fire the equipment manager.
I know.
Everyone's cleats are a little tight. I think that's the problem. Here's another prop you're going to love while we're on the topic.
Yeah.
How many 0-2 teams will make the playoffs? Over under 1.5. Here are the 0-2 teams: Miami, Buffalo, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Washington, Chicago, New Orleans. Under? Miami, no. Buffalo.
I think this is the year when none of them make it. I
Yeah.
don't like any of those teams.
Right.
Do you?
No.
I
Not New
guess
Orleans,
maybe
not Chicago, not Washington, not Jacksonville, Indy, not Cleveland, Buffalo.
maybe the Colts, just because of luck, you could say there's a puncher's
Let's
chance.
bet that.
but
Let's bet under 1.5. Why not?
What were the odds for that?
It's even.
That's a good bet.
And then there's how many 2-0
So it
teams?
has to be the Bills, Dolphins, Browns, Colts, Jags, Redskins, or Saints.
and Bears, yeah.
And Bears. There's 8. None of those teams are making the playoffs.
Maybe one.
Tate, do you think any of those teams make the playoffs?
No, that's what I was thinking.
Tate wants in.
Saints wild card maybe.
Let's figure
Saints
that
wild
out.
card? Could the Saints go 9-7 and get a wild card? They're
Yeah.
0-2 right now.
0-2, they play
They'd have to go
Atlanta this
9.
week.
They'd have to go 9-5 rest of the way.
I don't like
But
it.
that
I don't like much what I see.
I was
from that
impressed how their defense, even though I couldn't name one person on it, was either shutting down Eli or Eli just hates everybody.
I don't know how that
There's a
happens.
chance Eli hates everybody.
team. Does he? Yeah.
I think even he hates Giants fans. He wants nobody to feel good at any time after a Giants game.
Like me for some reason, taking 3 knees. The other way, how many 2-0 teams will make the playoffs? New England, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Houston, Denver, Giants, Philly, Minnesota. That's 8 teams. Patriots, yes. Baltimore.
I would say Pats, Steelers, Texans, Broncos, Giants. I don't know about the Vikings.
Under
Somewhere
there
between
too,
5
huh?
and 6.
Wow. Okay. I guess we can't take both unders, right? Oh, maybe we could.
I will say this with the Vikings, even though I think it's not as devastating to lose a franchise running back as maybe we thought when we were kids. Mm-hmm. But it does seem like they have the Maloikio, or the Maloik, as my mom calls it.
The Malloy.
Yeah, the Italian curse. It's spelled Maloikio,
Right.
but the Italians call it Maloik. I'm half Italian. And when you lose your starting cornerback and your franchise running back in the span of 3 weeks, it's just, I don't like it. That's a bad karma sign to me.
I don't think they like it either.
Yeah, I
don't
know they don't like it.
Yeah.
I just think that's you get the stink on you, and it just becomes one of those years from hell.
It's a weird thing because it was probably a good loss for the Packers, right? Like, I think they win the division now because Peterson's out. Like, I don't think McKinnon and Bradford are going to do it.
That's your best case for the the Vikings, is that the Packers aren't very good.
Right. Yeah.
So
Vegas mopped up, by the way, on that Vikings. Just the week in general.
Oh,
they
my
killed
God.
Because they had,
how many home dogs won?
well, Seattle lost. People had money on that. Everyone bet the Raiders. And then everyone doubled up on Green Bay. So congratulations to Las Vegas. They had it coming.
We had Mike Lombardi back on the BS podcast on Friday
Love him.
and urged us to be careful of the Raiders.
Did he? Yeah.
He's like, young team.
Right.
They just had a big win. I want to see them do it twice. And they shit the bed.
I don't understand that defense at all. They bring in Bruce Irvin,
They have a lot of
Matt's
guys that
gonna
I
be
know
good.
in the defense. Yeah.
that secondary. They have 2 rookies starting this week. Maybe it's just too early to assume. I think the Chiefs gave up 35 points for 4 straight weeks, and then their defense got better towards the middle of the year, and they won 10 games. So it's not. These teams can rebound. It's not over.
Yeah, I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago. with how many young people are on each team, you probably need a month.
Right.
With that said, I think little stuff like the fact that Rodgers' receivers can't get open. I don't know how that gets better a month from now.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't have the guy who can get open.
That's what happened last year too. Same thing.
I think the Pats defense, I know the second half they let up against Miami, but that was classic Belichick.
Yeah.
Like he just started bringing in second and third stringers. But I think the Pats defense is actually good.
I think it's coaching for this to get it get it together this early. You got Belichick's got a good defense. You have Zimmer's got a nice defense. The Eagles hired Schwartz. That was a great hire. Like I think good coaches get it together earlier.
And the Cards, remind me next year in week 2 to be more wary of the team that really needs a win against the team that just had a big win.
Yeah.
Because I do that every year. This year was Raiders, Falcons, and Bucks versus Cards. It's like one team really needed it, the other just felt really happy about what
it's
they
not
just
over.
did.
There's good
There's a couple
examples of that this week.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we haven't done one game. Oh, we did one game. Detroit at Green Bay Sunday.
How many early games are there?
I think there's 8.
Okay.
Yes, 8.
Detroit at Green Bay. I had Green Bay by 6.5, and I gotta say I like the Lions.
I had 8.5, and it's 7.5. So we split that, right?
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
do the math. Okay.
So I watched a decent chunk of I had the 4 TVs going on Sunday, and I had the Titans Lions was involved. The Lions, that game should have been over in the third quarter. They spent most of the game on Tennessee's half of the field with the ball.
We had a little something on Tennessee.
We did, and I was like, I kept thinking but Detroit's just poorly coached. They make mistakes. They're sloppy. They have a ton of penalties. They have penalties at the wrong times. They run the wrong play on third down. Like they just seem sloppy to me. And they let Tennessee hang around.
It's never in the bag with them.
No.
Never.
And then they had a couple injuries on D. And then all of a sudden Mariota got a little comfortable. I think Tennessee's pretty good though, because they can run the ball. Like they can do stuff. I like Mariota. Like that team's on my radar. I want to see where they are 4 weeks from now.
6 teams like this that you probably shouldn't bet at home, but
Yeah.
on the road they're going to keep it close, and they might be one.
Who do they? So they're home. Let's just do that one ahead of time. They're home against the Raiders, and I had the Titans giving 1 to the Raiders. What'd you have for that one?
You win this one. I had Oakland minus 3.5, and it's Tennessee minus 2. Oakland was a Vegas darling. Their lines were jacked up the first 2 weeks. I thought by 1.5, but
They have some issues.
Tennessee's favored. Yeah.
As much as I like them in week 1, they still gave up 35 points. They are decimated on the O-line, and their defense can't seem to stop anyone from throwing the ball.
1,035 yards in 2 games they've given up.
Plus, they had to do New Orleans week 1, home week 2. Now they're flying all the way back to Tennessee for week 3.
I guess you add a point to the spread if the plane trip exceeds 2,000 miles, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing early. That's it. All right. Minnesota at Carolina. Could be the game of the day.
Have a small Carolina quibble. I think their running game's in really bad shape.
Oh, you don't like Fozzie?
No. I know you
16
won money
carries?
on him what'd you win in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, over 6.5 yards.
I know you have a soft spot for him, but
16 carries, 100 yards.
Tate, you love the Panthers.
Yeah.
Aren't you worried about the running game?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like 2 yards a pop now. And I think against Minnesota, they're just not going to be able to run the ball at all.
Wait a minute. He had 16 carries, 100 yards. How is that 2 yards? I think his long was 25. He had a good game.
Yeah.
I'm saying against Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Fozzie's fine.
He's Fozzie Whitaker. He's a third-string running back. Minnesota's going to
That's a great
annihilate
name.
him.
You say it like he doesn't belong in football. That's an awesome name. They'll have Cameron Artist Payne.
Yeah, Cap's great.
He'll split
Cameron
it.
Artist Payne?
Yeah, Cap.
Really?
We should say Cap. Yeah.
Fuller House's Cameron Artist Payne?
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
say
That
for
worries
this
me a
line?
little bit. I said the line. I put it in the Vegas zone. I said Panthers by 4.5, but I didn't know Peterson was out before that. So do I get a redo or no?
No, because I didn't know either, and I said 5.5, and it's 7.
Oh, great! Of course, the redo helps you.
I don't know about this. I don't know if this is the Vikings scare me. Normally, I would say this is a teaser game, and I would say Green Bay's a teaser game. But which do you like out of those two?
I think Vikings are a stay away. I want to see them for a week. I didn't like that the Panthers didn't close that Niners game.
No, I didn't
and
like
that they
that
had
much
to.
either.
They made us sweat out.
Yeah.
An enormous 3-team tease, and then also our straight up bet and suicide pool and all this stuff. I just didn't appreciate it.
Those are not good things.
But and especially against that Niner, Blaine Gabbert. Actually, maybe Blaine Gabbert's decent, as we discussed. But I'd like to see them play for another week. What else we got?
Baltimore, Jacksonville. We didn't do that one yet, did we? No.
I don't think the Ravens are very good either. That's a pretty soft 2-0.
Decent secondary.
Decent second.
I know. Yeah, the teams they play.
And they can. Wallace is one of those guys that he's like one of those actresses or actors that can only be in one type of movie and can't succeed in anything else.
Nice.
And it's like he can run a straight line, and Flacco can throw him the ball. He's good at that, and they're just kind of perfect for each other.
Yep.
I wish they'd been playing together the last 5 years. We'd be talking about Mike Wallace reverentially.
Right. And they have 4 running backs. They were losing that game by 20, or was it
20-2?
20-0? And then Cleveland remembered,
But do you
we're
know why
tanking the season. What are we doing here? We can't stay ahead.
Do you know why it was 20-2?
The 2, you mean?
Yeah.
It was run back, right?
It was
called?
a blocked extra point, run back for a 2-point.
Yeah, I think you automatically win the game if you do that.
It was weird because when they showed the replay of it, I was like, "Oh, the Ravens are definitely winning."
Yeah,
just for that to happen in a game in the first half, that's got to come back to haunt the other team.
You said -3, Jacksonville. I said -3. It's a pick.
I had Ravens -3. Yeah.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, I had I had Jacksonville -3.
You had Jags -3.
I just figured it's a must win. I feel like I should love Jacksonville in this spot, and I don't. It really is a must win. The Texans can go up 3 games on them.
Last year, remember Wisenhunt? I had his record through 50 games, and I had the wrong record, and people were really upset about it. But the record that was actually Wisenhunt's record was also horrendous.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was like instead of 12-38, he was 14-4, whatever it was.
Exactly.
Gus Bradley. I don't know.
What is it? Are you going to give us a number? Another fake number?
I think it's 12-38.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
It's 12-38. It's year 4 with Gus.
This is it.
They have a lot of first round picks and high picks and a lot of free agent money they spent, and this team should be better.
More odds on that. This is not fake. Will Gus Bradley be fired before week 17? Yes, +150. Rex Ryan, yes, even. Something to keep
This would be a
track of.
good coach. That would be a good coach trade to save money.
Oh, yeah?
Just flip coaches.
Yeah.
Like Gus Bradley goes to Buffalo.
Do you get the brother too? Like, does the Buffalo get Bradley's brother if he has one?
Is Rob Ryan? He's officially a black sheep brother, right? He's like the third Hemsworth.
Let's get to that game. Arizona at Buffalo.
Arizona at Buffalo. I can already feel the Bills winning this game outright and ruining a million teases and eliminator pulls, all that stuff. I have the Cards by 6.
I had 4, and it's 4.5, right there in that Vegas zone where you like it. And this reminds me, we haven't talked about TV, but it's Emmy week and everything, and you heard about the Ryans are preparing for the future that doesn't involve football. You heard about this miniseries they're doing?
No.
Oh yeah. No, it's Spielberg and Tom Hanks are producing it.
Oh, Tom Hanks does good producing work.
He does
I
good
like
stuff, right? He'll get the most out of these guys. It actually airs. It's in the. I don't know if you've been to a Chili's lately, but they have these screens where kids can play with apps and stuff. That's the only place it airs. It's right there on the table, and it's a movie about a parachute infantry. Rex and Rob are in a parachute infantry, and they jump out of planes.
Wow!
But the chute never deploy because they're so freaking fat. They go far and fast, and it's not enough time for the chute to, so they bang their heads around. It's really terrible, but they keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, and it's sad. It's not funny. It's called Lap Band of Brothers. All right, I'm so glad we don't have an audience to fake laugh at that. It's a captivating drama. Stay with it.
Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
It's opening in Chili's.
It's at Chili's, yeah. But they keep hitting their head on the ground. You don't want to take the kids. It's not good.
So if you're at Chili's this weekend, look for that Band of Brothers. Oh, and you can watch Rex Ryan maybe get fired on NFLSundayTicket.tv.
Oh,
yeah.
Certainly can.
If you're a diehard NFL fan who can't get DirecTV where you live, and those people are out there because if you're in college or you're in an apartment, if you have a dick landlord, the guy won't let you put a satellite on the side of the thing. Because people, landlords sometimes don't like football. Well,
Right.
you can watch football on Sunday even without a satellite for $49.99 a month. You can stream games using your favorite device. Did you know this when you were trapped at the Emmys? You could have gotten...
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
you could have gotten NFL Sunday Ticket.tv.
My Sling player didn't work. I hope they're not a sponsor you're about to read, but
No, we did them earlier.
Okay, yeah.
If you're a college student, there's an exclusive deal. You get NFL Sunday Ticket for only $24.99 a month. And right now, our listeners get 10% off when using the promo code RINGER. Again, $49.99 a month. Go to NFLSundayTicket.tv. Use promo code RINGER for 10% off.
Good
Just
deal.
do it. Football still, it's only week 3. You got
Yeah,
a whole
do it.
bunch of weeks to catch up.
Do it.
That was a big mistake by you not getting the...
I had the Sling
Not for the
player.
Emmys.
I had the NFL ticket. I just wasn't getting any streaming.
Just get everything.
Anything.
You do this for a living.
I do.
You
I
should
had
have all
every-
the devices.
Nothing would
Just get
stream. What
everything.
am I going to do?
Well, maybe Sunday Ticket would have figured out how to stream.
I asked
It's part of
Louis
the charm.
Anderson. He didn't know. No one could
Louis
help
Anderson didn't know?
me. No. All right. What do we have? We did Oakland, Tennessee.
Yep.
Cleveland at Miami.
Cleveland at Miami. I love when Ryan Tannehill has those big second halves that mean nothing because the team was down by 30 points. And the announcer is so desperate to tell us that Ryan's getting in a groove.
Right.
It's a big thing. He's one of those QBs. I don't know why announcers root for QBs to do well that aren't good, but it's like a recurring announcer. Right. Well, the important thing for him, you got to get in a groove. And Ryan's getting in a groove right now. I mean, you could see it. You could see the way he's throwing the ball. He's getting in a groove. It's like, yeah, because they're down 24 points.
Right,
The Patriots are to prevent defense, and we're playing our third string linebackers.
Yeah.
That's why he's getting in a groove.
I think it's a dishonest attempt to get the audience to stay with the game. But that was good. It came down to the end.
Well, Gostkowski missed a field goal. That I'm glad he missed that field goal and that one that actually mattered. I'd like to remind you that he missed an extra point in the AFC title game.
Right. You almost forget about that.
Yeah,
that was it.
and we lost by one.
That was it.
We lost by 2 points, but because we had to, I don't want to talk about it.
Then we don't have to talk about it.
So, is there any more early games?
Well, you have. Hold on. The line. What did we say? You said 5.5. Miami.
Yeah.
I said 6. This has ballooned up to 10, and a lot of it is because of Cody Kessler, third-round pick out of USC.
Oh, because
McCown's hurt. Coleman broke his. It's just an embarrassment of. What's the opposite of riches? Yeah, they're a mess. The Browns. They're an absolute mess.
The announcers also love to talk about in the NFL. It's safety first. McCown's out there. His arm is dangling. His left arm's just dangling. It's like, look, McCown. He's playing through it. It's like he can't lift his arm.
He's about to turn
Get
it
him
on.
out of there. Yeah. Oh, that guy's a tough SOB, man.
When was the last time? What year were you comfortable with the Dolphins laying double digits?
It's absurd.
What was it? Was it this
just
century?
Flat out absurd.
They had a Lamar Smith year somewhere in there, like 06 or something. I don't know. But this
Also, were they good in like 2010?
Yeah, Ricky Williams, Ronnie Brown.
I
The
guess
Ricky
that was
Williams,
it.
the
Okay.
Wildcat year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a while ago already, though. All right.
I like anyone against the Dolphins getting 10 points
I know.
would be one of my picks.
I don't want to lose money, but that is the way to go, right?
Does this feel like a wonky week? I don't like the looks of this week. I don't like any of these matchups.
We don't like any we haven't screamed out any 2-team teaser yet, right?
I love that we do 3-team teasers every week.
Yeah,
it's
that's fun.
hilarious.
Can't
After
lose.
all the years we made fun of 3-team teasers,
We had a
just
great
religiously do it.
Parlay, and
talk about that one.
I'm able to get this in legally, of course, but we had the fight. We had Canelo, right?
Canelo's it's
took
a
care of
steady
business. Yeah.
a steady parade of cream puffs until he gets the Mayweather fight finally.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had him the Panthers money line, which is scary for a minute, but
Yeah.
it was okay.
Split second.
Game of Thrones and Veep to win drama and comedy. And
It's great. What was it, like minus 130?
Yeah, minus
Yeah,
130
it's
for
great.
those 4.
Never
What a
had to
deal.
sweat it out except for the Panthers
Yep.
just repeatedly giving up 80-yard touchdowns.
Washington at New York Giants.
Is this early or late?
This is early still.
I had the Giants by 6.5. This is a tease to me, and I can't wait to lose money on Eli again.
I said 6, and it's 4.5. And you're putting this in a tease. You're putting the favorite Giants in a teaser.
No, I'm not. Don't allow me to
wow.
tease. Don't allow me to tease the Giants.
We don't have one teaser game.
Don't
There's
allow
one,
me to tease Eli.
There's one early game left. We don't have one teaser game, and this I don't think is going to be it. Denver at Cincinnati.
I was watching The Manchurian Candidate with Liev Schreiber, Denzel Washington, Meryl Streep. I think Eli's the Manchurian Candidate.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's out here to destroy all of us. I don't trust that
You
guy.
hate his guts.
I don't understand how he keeps ending up on my fantasy team.
He'll put up good numbers. He has 2 clunkers, but he'll get
put
good
up
numbers out of
17 points against the Saints.
him. Right. No, the Saints had the no one believes in us. No one knows us, and no one believes in us.
No one believes that we can field 11 players.
The Saints said, no one knows who the hell we are. Denver at Cincy. I got this exactly. I said 3.5. I think you said 3. Cincinnati favored.
Kind of like Simeon.
You do, huh?
I do. I think he's competent. I think.
You think he's second
made
best after Wentz? It's really stupid to rank them this early, but
I thought they made a huge mistake getting rid of Osweiler, and now I've done a 180 on that. I think Simeon's fine.
right.
And he can move around. He can make throws. You know,
Is this
he
just
makes a
the
couple bad
GM
throws a
saying,
game.
"Screw you, our defense is so good"? Just like Philly. That's it.
They're very well coached. I never thought Kubiak was a very good coach on Houston, but I don't know. Maybe he learned stuff.
Yeah.
But they're very run first, and when they throw, he's always in a position to succeed. He's always well protected. They're pretty good.
None
I was
of these
wrong
guys,
on Denver.
Dak Prescott, Simeon, Carson Wentz, none of them have been down 10 points yet, right?
Right,
right?
and that's
Yeah.
when we'll know. That's why I'm hesitant to praise him too much.
Waiting
'cause
to see that.
I'd like to see Simeon down 20-10 in the fourth quarter, having to make a drive on the road or whatever.
Right. Let me count these. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm winning 7-4 if you include
God,
ties.
you're just killing me this year. You the Bengals. I thought that was a bad loss for them against the Steelers. I watched a lot of that game. I never really felt like they were in the game. I know the score ended up being a one-possession game, but they scored
That was one
late.
of my picks. Yeah, they scored late. It was 24-9. They scored, and then they were driving, and Boyd got called. It was one of those things where
It was weird.
If they call it no fumble on the field, it stays no fumble, and they probably should have, but you couldn't overturn it. But
It's weird because I know how it ended, but at watching it, I just didn't feel like they were as good. I never felt like they were going to win.
no, yeah.
I have no advanced metrics to back that up. Just how I felt. I don't know. I think the moment might have passed for them. But
Last
again,
week
it's
was strange.
September is jump to conclusions month.
I think
but
last week was strange. You saw the Saints Giants. You thought was going to be high scoring. I thought Pittsburgh Cincy was going to be high scoring. Cincy won't stop Antonio Brown. The Steelers won't stop AJ Green. It really had nothing to do with either of those things.
The reason I didn't want to overreact to the Bengals is just because until they're tight, I want to see them with their tight end.
Eifert, yeah.
It's really hard for them to move the ball just in general. And, it's not like Pittsburgh's defense is phenomenal or anything.
Right. Yeah.
But it was weird. I just thought the Bengals were going to show up for that game in a bigger way. Didn't have nearly the chippiness I was expecting. It was hard hitting, but it wasn't like
Right.
angry.
Yeah.
So
All
anyway,
right.
but my point is,
What's
I
your
had
point,
them
Bill?
penciled in. I thought they were either going to win that division or get a wild card. Somebody might be able to grab that wild card from them.
Who though? I don't.
It could be the Ravens.
Not in the AFC East.
The Ravens might go 10-6.
And
They
is there-
have the softest schedule in the league.
And then you say like the Chiefs and on the other side, or the Raiders.
Hold on.
Uh oh.
I have the.
Oh yeah, they had an easy schedule. I knew that.
All right.
Coming in.
Hey, Doug. Ravens.
Mike, give it to me.
Ravens. Week 3 at Jacksonville.
Oh boy, that's tough. That is a long bus ride. If you make a wrong turn, that could be 750 miles. I say Jacksonville wins a must-win game.
Colts. Looks like London.
Where's that game, Mike? That's in London?
Looks like an England game, Mike.
I don't think Baltimore translates to London. Mike, I'm going to say the Colts.
Baltimore. Oh no, that was Colts Jags. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're out of the voice.
Yeah, I already screwed this up.
That doesn't
All
matter.
right, Ravens. Week 4 home for the Raiders.
That's
that
a
looks
tough
like a
one.
win.
Yeah.
Week 5 home for the Skins. That's pretty good.
Rivalry.
Week 6 at the Giants.
I don't know. Yeah. They're right. They're right.
Could be like 5-1.
They're right in there. They shouldn't have been as bad as they were last year.
Yeah.
All right. The late afternoon game, San Francisco at Seattle. Talk about an offense that can't get going.
I think it might be over for Seattle.
Really?
Yeah. I know it's overreaction month.
That's your quarterback, Russell Wilson, your fantasy quarterback and boyfriend and everything.
He's running for his life.
Just a fantasy. Speaking of running for your life, you should have run because I beat you 112-65.
My team's terrible.
I'm not including decimal points. I think I even had a higher decimal point than he did, and you spent $100 on Gronk and Russell Wilson.
No, I spent $131 on Gronk, Ezekiel Elliott, and Thomas Rawls, who I think is dead. Is Thomas Rawls alive?
He's
spent $29 on Thomas Rawls.
Yeah.
And then we picked him, and Damashek goes, hey, Kristen Michaels are going to be their starter. And Tate and I are like, what? Damashek's like, I had inside info. It's going to be Kristen Michael.
Well, he keeps getting hurt. That doesn't help, Rawls. But
yeah.
But then it's not over yet. What did you spend on Eli Rogers and Terrell Pryor in your
I don't care.
Supplemental.
I had a new strategy this year for both my fantasy leagues. I spent all of my free agent money in the first week because I didn't want to be on the website every week looking for free agents. I just wanted to get rid of it.
Well, somehow Terrell Pryor is your best quarterback. So that was a good move. But no,
I had the Seahawks favored by 7 over the 49ers, and I like the 49ers.
Why? You're going to like them more. I had 9, and it is 9. It's that high.
Maybe we just grab a couple of these underdog money lines.
Yeah.
They cannot block.
They had
something They can't block at all.
It's a bad offensive line.
How many points have they scored? They scored 3 points and 12 points. They've scored 15 points.
Right.
And the only touchdown of the season came on a 2-minute drill.
At the end of the Dolphins game. Yeah.
And they can't run the ball.
Talk about bad karma. They lost a 5th round pick this week for excessive contact and off-season workouts, and they have to forfeit 3 OTAs next year. How psyched are the players when they hear that?
Yeah, they're like, damn it.
Thanks, boss.
We lost some OTAs.
Thanks for cheating. L.A. at Tampa Bay.
Oh, they got a groan from Tate. I have the Bucks by 3.5. I'm not giving up on Jameis. That was a weird game.
I'm going to win this one. I said 5. It's 6.
Have you talked to anybody who went to that Rams game?
Yeah, I did.
It sounded like the seventh circle of hell.
Yeah, all bad.
Really horrible.
Right. I think we're doing the right thing, sitting a few out, not going. It's like everyone who got the iPhone 7. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Right. Knock yourself out waiting that 4-hour line. I'm going to wait till they get the kinks out and figure out what's wrong.
The iPhone 7's really good, though.
You got it?
Yeah. It's great. Longer battery, better camera. Thumbs up.
What are you taking pictures of?
I like take pictures of my kids.
All right. Mine. What did? Yeah, I heard bad things though. I heard
about
they ran
the Rams
out of water.
Or the iPhone.
The freaking stadium. They ran out of water. How do you run out of bottled water? We invented bottled water here in LA.
I heard
really bad
that it was so hot, and it's like you can't escape the sun.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Anthony was there. He's like, anywhere you sat, you're just baking. And there's no way to like cover your head, and the sun's just beating down. There's nowhere to go. At halftime, people are huddled under these little things. He said people are passing out in the stands. It sounded horrible.
I know. They were like,
the Rams are back.
Well, luckily, the people who passed out haven't missed anything because they haven't played one exciting quarter in 2 games.
Oh, it's awful.
It's 8 straight ho-hum quarters.
I did a riff on my show this week about, on the HBO show, about how if you're going to score 9 points in 2 games with Case Keenum, then why not just get like Peyton Manning or Tebow or Favre? Just get like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Get anybody.
That's pretty good.
Why not?
That's pretty good.
You suck anyway.
Get Maggie Smith in there.
Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith.
I think, but
Dennis Quaid?
It's what we just spoke about. They have a good defense, the Rams, at least on paper. And last week it seemed like they did. That's when you put Jared Goff in. Maybe in 3 years, I know what they're doing the Aaron Rodgers thing with him, and that's nice too. But take a chance with him, put him in. Why not? You have a nice defense behind them.
Let's go to the next game, and neither of us will drink water. And we'll wear heavy clothes.
Oh, God.
And whoever doesn't pass out first is the winner. And that'll be our bet for the week.
We used to do this on the way back from the beach in Long Island. We'd fart and roll the windows up and turn the heat on.
Window lock.
Yeah. ran out of water and warm water when they had it.
Maybe that was part
Terrible
of Stan
John.
Kroenke's plan was he's going to build this stadium. It's going to seem like an oasis compared to the breathing hell of the Coliseum.
I guess so. Like, oh, thank God. Yeah.
They're just carrying bodies out there.
Don't we have the most day laborers in the world? Can't they build this stadium in like 2 weeks?
We do.
What are they doing? Get it going.
Like a month.
Jets at Kansas City.
Like this Jets team. I think the Jets might be good. I have the Chiefs by 4, though.
I had 3.5, and it's 3, so I'm going to get that one.
Wow, I'm
crushing.
I'm a point off
here.
on every game.
Yeah, you need to concentrate more.
I've been concentrating. I'm just, my compass sometimes is a little off.
You love KC here. Wish you're a little higher.
I don't really like KC. I actually don't like them.
Jets on 10 days rest.
I see the same issues with KC that, have been there for the last couple of years. The difference is without Houston, they're just not as menacing defensively.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't give up a ton of points last week.
But I just don't know what they do well.
This
What
Jamal Charles thing really screwed up. Like, I think we took it for granted that Charkandrick West or Spencer Ware is just going to step in there and take over.
That's my point. Like, what are they great at?
Yeah.
Last year, you could be like, well, they have these 3 running backs that are awesome, and they have an unbelievable pass rush, and they don't make mistakes. And this year, it's like they don't make mistakes. That's what they're good at.
They're great at luring us into a teaser. We don't have any games that we like here, huh?
I'll tell you the trade that really bothered me. The Panthers got Andy Lee for, I think, like a 4th rounder.
Oh, yeah.
That punter. That guy's fucking awesome.
Right.
Like, I can't believe he's only worth the 4th rounder. Every game he has 3 punts that completely change the momentum of what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We totally don't value punters at all. Who's the guy in the Raiders? King? That's another one. That guy hits bombs.
Yeah, he's good.
When you have a punter, it's like
it's
it's like the most under. I'm sure there's advanced metrics that are going to make me look like a fool, but it just feels like watching the game. The momentum of those 62-yard punts that aren't returned really does flip.
The Browns traded Lee, right? That's where they got him.
Yeah.
So I guess they figured
it was a blessing when he got traded.
I'm sure. Yeah, the Browns are like, well, we lose with you, we lose without you. Now it's all right. San Diego at Indianapolis.
I had God, I don't feel good about this. The Colts by 4.
We both had 4, and it's 3.
3, huh?
Yeah.
I got to read you.
This is no matter who you pick, you're wrong in this game. Like you'll pick your team, they'll be up 3 touchdowns and you'll lose. I don't know who it is, but both sides.
It does. The only thing we can be certain of is at some point the Colts will be down by 10 points.
Right.
But I want to mention. Well, first of all, DraftKings, we've been both sucked into daily fantasy. They're offering 100,000 total prizes up for grabs. DraftKings.com, the destination for 1 week football. You can do a contest with friends or beginners, 50-50 contest. Be like me, do a single entry league. But if you go to DraftKings.com and use the code Simmons to play for free in this weekend's $100,000 fantasy contest, again, it's free. DraftKings.com's code Simmons. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See the website for details.
It's free?
But do that. Yeah. And then
Wow.
the code Simmons.
That's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. But I want to mention, because I hit big in the playoffs last year, so I have some DraftKings reservoir. So I've played like 2 lineups a week. I had maybe the worst DraftKings lineup. I think this should be its own prize. If you willingly put together a lineup that you thought would be good, it was terrible. It looks like
Well, you do it enough in our fantasy league. It might
I'm just terrible at fantasy. That's why I don't like it. There was 10,700 people in this league.
Right.
I finished 9,934th.
Wow. Let's hear
It's
it.
like impossible.
Do you have your lineup
This is
there?
my week 2. This is my lineup. It was
No one's on a bye, right? You can't
Eli
even get-
Manning at quarterback. Jeremy Langford, TJ Yeldon, Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, Will Fuller, Eric Ebron, Malcolm Mitchell on the Patriots, and the Patriots defense.
How many points did you
I
have?
couldn't even break 100 points on DraftKings.
You have to think Antonio Brown and Eli should just get you 40.
Yeah, I'd loaded up on Eli and Odell for the hookup.
And Odell,
But
yeah.
my self-esteem, like, I don't know why I do fantasy. I just keep coming back thinking this will be the time. I'm just bad at it.
You'll get it.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing DraftKings. Thank God for
basketball's
the free
right around the corner.
The free contests are good for me because I'm terrible. Anyway, let's do the night games.
Pittsburgh. Wait, one more late afternoon. Pittsburgh at Philly might be the game of the day. What's better, that Minnesota, Carolina?
I think Philly's going to get
Denver, Cincy.
I think Philly's going to get their asses
You do,
kicked.
huh?
I have Steelers by 5.
All right. I said Steelers by 3, and it's Steelers by 4.
When are you making these picks? Just out of curiosity, because I like to make that. I make them at a normal time.
What am I making? What?
I made that pick before Carson Wentz looked awesome
when did I
on
send
Monday.
it to you? I sent it to you
I
Monday
don't know.
morning.
I'm just lashing out.
Yeah, you're gonna get the next one because I got
Night game.
I got destroyed at this one.
Yeah.
Chicago at my Dallas Cowboys Sunday night.
Oh, that's a great matchup for you.
I had a pick before watching the Bears play Monday, and you had it -4 for Dallas, and it's -7. You're gonna want to put that on a teaser, and I'm gonna urge you not to.
So you play Chicago this week. Who do you play next week?
I'm confused now. I know we have Green Bay and Cincinnati coming up, but that might not be right away. Let me see.
Poor Jay Cutler.
Yeah, broken thumb, and was playing with another injury before that, right?
It just can't work. It can't ever seem to work out for him, except for romantically.
Yeah. Niners next week for the Cowboys.
He did pull down KC. You got to give
What's
Jay
that?
Cutler. He pulled down KC.
He did, right?
Cavallari. Unbelievable.
You love her.
She was great looking.
Is she the best looking girlfriend in the division even?
Oh, wow. Who are the girlfriends in the division?
Olivia Munn, right? Is that
That's not that division, though, right?
what do you
That's-
mean? Cutler's
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Cutler.
Yeah. Olivia Munn, Cavallari,
Yeah. And
Matt Stafford's wife.
you should see Shelley Stafford. No, I don't know. I have no idea who she is. Sean Hill, the Vikings.
We so needed the audience laughing on that one.
No,
The
God
audience
forbid.
would have loved that.
God forbid. Nobody
Audience
likes
would
that.
have totally sold that joke.
I would like the Cowboys here, but it's still that defense. You have
You're just being a dick.
no,
you know you're
I'm
gonna
not
win
a
the game.
dick.
Just
It's
stop.
Andrew
You're
Gatchkar,
winning
the
game.
linebacker,
Come on.
is covering a top receiver every third play. Like, how can I be excited? You think Dallas runs away with this?
I have a serious question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You get a text on your phone. Cowboys fired Garrett. Happy or sad?
Oh, I'm happy. What do you mean? I'm not a Garrett
Just want
guy.
to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Well, he's here right now. Let's bring him out.
What?
Jason Garrett.
Don't
yeah.
do that
No,
to me.
it's-
Replace him with Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Atlanta at New Orleans Monday night.
I had the Saints by 3.5, and I think that was a mistake. I should have said 3.
You should have said 3, but it's good enough to beat me. I said 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, you beat me.
8 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 to 8.
Yeah.
I win if you include ties. I think there might have been 4 ties.
You
It might have
include
been
ties, and you confuse the hell out of everyone every time you do that.
We're only going against each other. Like, people get mad. Like, you can't count ties. Like, all right, so then it's 8, 4, and 4 ties.
Sit
What do
there
you want me
betting
to
on
do?
it.
That runs my record to 3-0.
That's all right. I've been down before.
You don't like the Saints laying points anymore.
No.
It's kind of scary. It has been for years now.
Maybe we just jump on a couple of these big underdogs and go
Underdogs?
some money line underdogs.
We always say that, and then we
never do
have
it.
the Dolphins on everything.
Then I'm like,
and
hey, let's
lose.
throw the Cowboys in.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
All
let's
right.
work backwards. Who do we trust? I trust the Steelers.
Yeah.
I trust. That's it. The Cowboys? I guess I trust the Steelers and the
Can't believe
Cowboys.
it. There used to be a day we could pull the trigger on Green Bay over Detroit, or Carolina over Minnesota, or Seattle. We can't. We're staying away from Seattle over San Francisco.
Yeah.
Really? We can't
You know
even
what?
take
I don't need to have gambling to have fun.
I do.
That's not true at all.
You know what?
We'll talk ourselves into some terrible bets, but the fact that we're having this discussion now, we're taping this on a Wednesday afternoon. The fact that we can't come up with teams is a bad sign. That we should remember that.
It's not good.
That sounds like we should be careful this weekend.
Be careful.
Hey, speaking of being careful, week 3 of Cousin Sal's Sure Thing on Facebook.
Yeah, 3-0 last week with my best bets. It's going to air noon Eastern on Friday, and Sunday I'm on Facebook Live at 5 Eastern recapping my picks.
What's your super contest record?
House and I went 0-5, and then we went 4-1 last week.
So you're 4-6.
4-6.
I'm 6-4.
You are? Oh, so you had a bad week too.
I did. It was. I should have gone 3-2, and the Giants decided to take advantage of me and my goodwill. That upset me. Hey, I'm doing Carolla's podcast next week.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our old friend Adam Carolla. I'm driving over to the Newman Museum to go see him.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's where all his cars are.
Yeah, I think that's where his studio is. Yeah, Thursday.
He has a $4.5 million car. You should ask him about it.
Oh, I didn't have to ask him about it. He brought it up to. He volunteered it to me.
Really? Usually very shy.
I gotta sell on my other cars. But
he has to sell like 6 other cars.
But yeah, I'm gonna be on there Thursday. I haven't been on. I'd been afraid to go on when I was at ESPN because I'd almost got suspended a couple times just by being in the room for things Adam said.
Right. Yeah.
And now who's going to suspend me?
I don't know.
Nobody. I'm on HBO. I mean,
this is pretty risky. This is.
You think this is risky?
Well,
it's always risky to just be in the room with Carolla.
What does HBO have? Cat House, and I don't know. This exceeds. This might be tough.
It'll be good. It'll be interesting to see if he remembers who I was.
Well, you're going to talk about
we
all
worked
the Furious,
together at Jimmy, so
all the Furious movies again.
Yeah, we'll do that. Well, I'd like to talk about John Wick with him. I've watched John Wick a lot.
Right.
That would be good. Yeah, there's some action movies I'm sure we'll.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been on his podcast since the tragic death of Paul Walker.
Oh, you
we
probably
might have
haven't.
to regroup on that one a little bit.
Haven't.
Fast 7.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of stuff.
He's going to get you drunk on Mangria. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of Rams talk.
Springsteen. He can tell me how John Hyatt is a better lyricist than Bruce Springsteen. And then what else do you have to plug?
Let me just say Jimmy Kimmel Live to Thursday night, Viola Davis and Pete Holmes. You could see me at The Cousin Sal. And also special birthday wish to Bill Simmons.
Oh, this weekend.
This weekend. Look at 40. What are you, 47?
Yeah.
You don't like to say? It's a good
47.
number.
Listen, it's public record.
Tom Glavine.
47.
Jesse Orozco. Jesse Orozco responsible for the last out of the worst game of your life.
Yeah.
47.
That's true.
It's going to be a good year.
I really need to figure out what the worst game of my life was.
I thought we said last week that was it.
I know, but then I was thinking about the 19-0 and being there for my dad's 60th birthday and like really almost having to carry him out of the stadium.
Really? Yeah.
And
oh yeah, you were there for that. If you're there. It's
but I
worse.
think 86 was still worse because I was younger.
You're younger.
Wait, what was your worst?
Well, you're going to make fun and say the Blood Diamond game, but I don't know. I remember being 8, 9, and 10 years old and Danny White losing the NFC Championship.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
The catch is bad. There's been a lot. There's 6 Cowboys games a year that I could put in the top 5 somehow.
I think I'm trying to think of a scenario that would really destroy me at this point. It would have to be the Celtics. It would be the Celtics getting back to the finals and like blowing a game 7, something like that. Because the Pats, you know, with the Butler thing erased some demons. The Red Sox won 3.
But you have to get to a point where you're such a big favorite that it kills you and everyone's going to make fun of you and everything else. And I don't know if the Celtics will get to that spot.
The Celtics are going to be in the finals in the next 5 years.
But it'll be a surprise, right? Like, oh, wow, can they beat Golden State? I think the devastating losses are behind you is what I'm saying.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm spending my birthday the way, you know, it's a dream come true. It's 2 soccer games for my daughter in the same day.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like going to be like an hour and a half away from my house, and it's good though. I like it.
You don't like it?
No, I do. I really do. I do like it. I like watching
She's not
my
listening.
kids.
You don't have to say.
I like watching my kids play sports.
Yeah, that's nice. But
don't you? What's more fun than watching your kids play sports?
I do like it. I do get into it.
It's more fun than having a team of guys I don't know who wear a jersey that I picked when I was 6.
Yeah, but you're good about it. I'm a child. Like my son lost a flag football game on the last play of the game, and I was furious. And they're walking up the steps, he and his buddy, and they're laughing. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad you're over the game already. Good job. And I have all these parents looking at me like, hey, calm down, maniac. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be here.
I have I always want more from my daughter after the game. Like, I almost want to have a post-game show. What about in the first half when you had that cross?
Right,
and
They
just don't care.
Yeah.
She's on like Instagram looking to see if
I
her
hate
friend
how
put up a
fast
thing.
they get over it.
I put up a Facebook video of me interviewing her, and she's like, "We won," and just like went back to her phone. But
don't you feel that way, that your kids' teams and the pro teams you root for, they all get over it pretty quickly? Like, they're posting photos like, am I the only fan? What happened here?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
My daughter's soccer team has a chance to be really good.
Really?
Yeah. I have them neck and neck with the Celtics for what I'm most excited about right now. Yeah.
Let me know when we could bet on them, because that's when I'm in.
I wanted to throw them into our Emmy parlay because it was plus 2.5 goals against Cerritos last weekend. Thank you to DraftKings, the destination for 1 week fantasy football and for some of the worst fantasy teams I've ever put together. But I'm coming back next week. Go to DraftKings.com, use the code Simmons to play for free in this weekend's $100,000 fantasy contest. Again, it's free. DraftKings.com, code Simmons. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See website for details. Thanks to MeUndies. Remember, MeUndies offering 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/BS. If you don't love your first pair, it's free. You have no excuse. You have to try my favorite underwear brand. Thanks to Cousin Sal's Sure Thing. I just made you a sponsor for the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. It's on Facebook. Check it out this week. When is that going up? Friday?
Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern.
All right. Thanks to HBO. You can watch complete episodes and bonus clips from my new talk show any given Wednesday on HBO Now, HBO Go, HBO On Demand. Definitely check out Kevin Durant, Nas, and Vince Staples this week. We are proud of that episode. Thanks to TheRinger.com, Ringer Podcast Network. Thanks to Cousin Sal. Thanks to Tate. Back Friday with Mike Lombardi and Joe House, and a little cameo from Chris Vernon. We will see you then on the BS Podcast.
Happy birthday!